Good afternoon, everybody. Told you I'd be back. I'm pretty excited. It's great to see so many people here ready to go. A little bit later than I wanted to start. I want to start about 15 minutes ago, but hey, things get in the way. And hey, there the sausage is made. At least for Disney, there the sausage is made, and we'll get to that in a little bit. And that's why we've got Rachel Zegler behind me. Not that I would ever want her behind me, but there's a lot of stuff going on in the world, a lot of stories out there, things we can certainly talk about. I'm not sure the corporate world is quite ready for what they are going to try to demonstrate to us all. Um, they're going to have a very hard time because they're going to try to bring people back to work who have no interest in working. And that's going to be a big part of tomorrow, but that's for tomorrow. Today, we're going to talk about, well, first of all, the extraordinary, what do we call it? Generosity of people like Tony Piacente for 5 Culture Casino memberships, which I much appreciate. Keeping the ball rolling. We got KG Young in the house. Great to see you. And thank you for being a member now, courtesy of Tony Piacente, along with Accidental Tourist Jay Lee and many more. So we've got some people who are dropping into memberships they probably never had before. So a big shout out and thank you to Tony for doing that. 11 Alpha says, can't really chat with a broken wrist. Oh my goodness, my friend. Well, prayers up for you. How did you do that? And dang, and I'm sorry. And yikes, my friend, because 11 Alpha's got an ouchie. So prayers up, prayers up. Davina Duckworth out there today. Good to see you. And many others. We got some stories. So let's get to those. We got 4 to get through. We got about an hour worth of show, maybe longer. It depends on you. The show pretty much lasts as long as you guys need it to, because today it's not like you don't have a bunch of shows you could watch or haven't been watching throughout the day. But when I come back on Thursday, we'll have even more for you. So that's the plan from now on. Tuesday, we go live. Not immediately after T3PO, but right after, roughly. And then, of course, we will be live on Thursday, kind of a replacement until the hiatus ends for the HCast. So for those of you looking for that, hey, it's on hiatus. Hopefully we get it back. I was going to try to scare up enough stories and, of course, guests to do this Sunday for the Wake Up, for the kind of a surprise return to the late night Sunday show, but I think it's going to have to wait till the following Sunday at this point. I don't think I'll have enough people. But what I will have at that point in time is probably a book report or a movie report, a review from this anime movie that comes out this weekend. So hopefully you guys get a chance to check that out. I want to say thank you to the wrenches that are here. You guys are amazing. We got James All Day, who just dropped in, along with Argentum. So thanks for being here. JPS walks through the door, along with Low Spec, Linux Gaming. You guys are just popping through. We got Sabrina's Espresso in the house. I would love an espresso right now, to be fair. And yeah, it really is helpful to be awake. Through all the hours you have to be awake on a given day. A week from today, though, if you're a member, and 5 people just became members, you'll be invited to the watch party. We're going to be watching another classic film. You're welcome to join. There's no extras that you have to do. You just show up to the destination. That'll be put in the community tab as a message, which means you need to turn on all notifications for the channel so you don't miss it. And join us, because we will watch the movie together. It will be on the screen with me and Comics Division and a few guests that decide that they want to pay Comics a little extra money to get on screen. So with all that being said, let's jump into the first story, which I think is, it's somewhat surprising to me. I don't know about anybody else, but I would say Paramount is about to go through some growing pains that I'm not sure they're ready for, but I don't think they're going to get much of a choice. I think they're going to have to not only get ready, they're going to have to be ready, because this is going to happen in quick succession. What am I talking about? Well, I'm talking about Paramount communications executive Justin Denny as departing in the wake of the Skydance deal. This is one of many, my friends, one of many. There will be more people that will find themselves behind the eight ball. I keep having to shrink this. I just figured out. There we go. All right, let's fix that. And then let's fix me. And then let's put it that way. All right. So executives usually after a merger, whether it's a merger acquisition or a merger of equals, usually that acquisition is going to trigger a lot of elimination of redundancy. People will be invited to leave. They'll be allowed to give their resignation. They'll be allowed to pursue other job opportunities. Basically, it's the nice exit, which may or may not trigger some kind of a golden parachute, but usually just gives you a shot at getting another gig that you might be interested in. And this came out this morning. I grabbed it then because I thought this would be a fun conversation to have. But Justin Denny, who steered the communications at Viacom and then continued to lead that corporate function amid multiple mergers, transactions, and rebrandings, is departing the company. So he joined Viacom in 2017 before they decided to remerge, reporting to the former Bob Backish, who was a terrible executive. Then in 2019, the company acquired free streaming outlet Pluto TV, remerged with the corporate sibling CBS Corp in a absolute disaster that created the necessity to find an acquirer in Skydance. And basically, Shari Redstone led her dad's company into the ground, but that's a whole other conversation. Anyway, his role Denny remained in his role as a controlling shareholder in National Amusements. As controlling shareholder, National Amusement decided to sell Paramount to Skydance, and there it is. So once the deal is closed, in an internal memo, Denis highlighted the fact that he and his colleagues have been through a lot together. His RIE list included rebrands, restructures, mergers, and acquisitions. Look, this is not terribly exciting if you're not interested in what's happening inside media, but as a whole, this is just the beginning. So take a look at this and the story I'm going to give you tomorrow in the 6-Minute Daily, which is the conversation about coming back to work, because everybody's saying it now. You have Paramount doing it already. Universal's coming to the floor soon. There's a lot of companies that are going to get their employees back to work. They've got a lot of real estate. They want to fill it back up. They want to increase productivity and the ability for people to more easily work together. That's just the way it is. That's the way it's going to be. And I've got to tell you, when you do get that and you are in a corporation and you are seeing this happen, you're going to feel a little bit better about what's going on around you if you can be around employees that are in your particular sector. It was good for me when I went through one of these in a large corporation. First of all, it reminded me why I won't like to be a sole proprietor or in a partnership of a business rather than to be an employee. But at the same time, it really does give you a chance to interact with your coworkers and make stuff work. So we'll have to see where this ends. But that was just our leadoff story. The one that I think will catch some people's eye is the fact that Apple had another event. I don't know if any of you are in the iOS environment or if you're in Android's environment. I don't know. It doesn't really matter. I have used and still use both devices. So to me, nothing about it matters. The only thing I wish I was still using was something a little more Linuxy, but that's going to change rather soon in about a month because we will be at the Windows deadline for upgrading to 11, which is complete garbage, the worst OS they've designed to date. And get ready for forced compliance there, folks, through updates. But before then, in fact, I'd say before the end of this month, make sure you download yourself a recovery drive worth of everything, and make sure you have a working key, a code key that will make it so that if you have to upgrade, you are ready to upgrade. Regardless, the Apple event was today. I, I, it's up to you what you think about Apple devices. I don't know, but we'll get to that in a second after we get to this from our friend Lightning Sketch Productions. Sorry if my positive messages are a little annoying. No, they're not. I love them. I'm Catholic and I try to use my faith to help me through the issues of the woke invasion and AI. Completely understandable. I try to uplift people as well, but at times I can't do anything but be aggressively honest. And I will say I often don't apologize for that. But I do appreciate your positive messages. I appreciate your gift here of $5. What a wonderful way to contribute to the channel. And no, I think it's good to have some balance, positive, negative, and of course, Apple. Our good friend Tony back at it again. The only apple in my life is a fruit. Well, yeah. A lot of people feel that way. But let's take a look from Deadline what actually dropped today and why it might be important. Let's go take a look at the Apple unveiling the skinny iPhone, AirPods that translate live. That's what we need. And new watch with high blood pressure alerts. That thing would be going off all day long for me. So, once again, thank you for those two successive gifties in a row. You are all amazing. Hey, it's Netflix. Foreign in the house. Great to see you. Thanks for being here. Singing your praises tomorrow. If you're Culture In, if you're actually a member, you got an update that I dropped a video just a little while ago for members only, members first. I try to do that once or twice a week. And I think I've got I'm 2 for 2 days in a row. So I think you'll be able to find that video in the membership chat and you'll be able, or just in your notifications, and you'll be able to go and check that out when you check the channel. But that goes live tomorrow morning at 5 a.m. Pacific. Yeah. 7 Central and 8 o'clock Eastern. So there's that. So you can check out the new video. Definitely mentioning, well, everything that's going on at Netflix, which is nothing but positive. So Apple unveils skinny iPhone, AirPods, yada, yada. So let's get to the story itself. Apple's CEO, Tim Cook, raised the curtain on the next suite of smartphones, the iPhone 17, iPhone 17 Pro, and the super thin iPhone Air. That's one of the biggest advances in the company's signature product in years. That's not an advance. They made something smaller. Instead of making it bigger, we made it smaller. It's about the same size as the 13, and it just happens to be a little lighter, which means they used a lighter battery design. Regardless, I don't really care about any of the things that were announced today. The iPhone Air is about 5.6 millimeters thick. That's going to be extremely powerful, they say, but so light and thin, it seems to disappear in your hands. I think phones were getting too big, and I think people just didn't want something the size of a tablet that they had to find a pocket for. The iPod Air is made of titanium, 80% recycled, polished to a high gloss, and extremely durable with ceramic shield protection around the whole phone. It has a larger 6.5-inch display and a new modem that uses 30% less power. Why did they say modem? I guess technically a 5G modem. Wireless, we've been calling it Wi-Fi forever. Why modem? That's talking like ancient tech. But battery life for all of these items is supposed to be longer, and there are now new band styles for Nike and the Hermes stuff. Hermes. I don't care about any of that. I don't care about any of these things. Apple is, of course, at the forefront of phones. You might get ridiculed by friends and family if you have an Android. I don't really care what color your messages are. If they're blue, I know you're on an iOS device, and if they're green, I know you're on an Android. Aside from that, why would I care? You can still send the same messages and things. You just don't get some of the benefits of being in the ecosystem. Except I don't. I'm really not convinced those are benefits right now. Considering I think they were even thinking about allowing the backdoor access to the UK government for, well, to get into your phone. I don't think anybody should be able to get into your phone, just like I don't think anybody should be able to get into your house. Unless invited, I want you out. Anyway, I'm curious what you guys think. Um, Commander Ed Straker of Shadow thinks that I want my fallet. Yeah, between a tablet and a phone. Hey, Cajun Corey's in the house. Good to see you, my friend. Culture, I went to ask, why does no one believe streaming will become a hybrid model using either broadcast radio waves or satellite to handle high bandwidth 4K to take the data costs off? I think they aren't probably looking forward enough to realize that that's part of Elon Musk's plan. He bought the all of the bandwidth he could recently for $17 billion, acquiring, I guess, EchoStar's network bandwidth for everything, including telecom. It's curious because you have to think, well, how is he getting live video in 4K from the rockets he's launching, right? Well, he's utilizing technology that needs a little bit more development in order to be more mainstream, and I think that's coming soon enough. Um, yeah. Uh, let's see. Money will disappear. I hope not. Um, but a lot of money is disappearing because, again, as X acquires things, we're getting real close to that singular app. And again, you may unsubscribe from your phone plans and just use Starlink's phone as part of your Starlink plan. If you have Starlink, you may decide to have Starlink. So there's that. So yeah. Carl's in the house. Good to see you. Poonscat. So thin you can murder a person. Well, I hope not. It's not. Is it sharp? It's not a razor. That was Motorola. What a silly name for a phone. What a bad plan. It is what it is. A rate specialist. No blood sugar monitoring, even though Apple has that patent. Yeah, that's kind of weird, isn't it? I thought we were supposed to get that. Wasn't that supposed to be on an Apple Watch? Was it? I have no idea. I've never had blood sugar issues until the last 5 or 6 years, and then I just eat. So different thing. I found out if I eat regularly, I'm in good shape. Let's see. Anorexic chick. My dad calls this style. The phone. There you go. Davina says that Apple switched. Hang on. Apple switched from Qualcomm's 5G modem to their own, the C1X. I'm unfamiliar with it. I'll have to go look it up. Thank you for that detail. Love that. How you know everything is very cool. Motorola had no license. Oh, no, had to license Droid from Lucasfilm too, unlike Drunk 3PO. Well, Drunk took it a different way, making 3PO Drunk. It's his own version of a character. It's a spinoff. It's 20% different. And you ask those folks over at Star Trek what that means. Dean Krantz in the house says, I like the idea of the Starlink network, but prefer real dreamers like Musk over the rest. Yeah. Yeah. Google wants to lock down their phones now. People go to Android because they want freedom and customizability. Well, I tell you what, if you get one of the older Pixel phones, they are so hackable. You can install your own OS. There are several of them out there. We've talked about them before over on Comics Division's channel, and you can basically install what you want. You could have a calculator or not have a calculator. You could have a clock, not have a clock. I think it'll always tell you the time, but have an official clock, different conversation, um, different types of chat apps and things like that. So, yeah, very strange. So, AirPods translate live. Yeah, you will get a different version of something in your ears than what's actually being played on your screen. One step closer to the Star Trek Universal Translator. Well, technically, Babbel is kind of already out there. You can download an app on your phone that'll translate anybody. That's been around for a long time now. So when you go abroad, there you go. Hey, Canadian Spider-Man is in the house, wrenching away and just being a generally good guy. I bet you if he curses you out, it would be very polite. So there's that. Argentum says making it thinner makes the phone makes the phone bigger, which makes them cumbersome. My iPhone 13 is great and all, but how big it is makes it bothersome to use as a phone. That's true. That's true. And the other thing is with the ceramic outskirts or the surround that they have on the new phones, first of all, it's also lightweight, which is good. But second, it'd probably keep you from carrying a bulky case. Do you know, I used to basically put either an OtterBox on it or I want to, it's not Plano, but it's something like that. The case, maybe it is Plano case, but something that was virtually indestructible on my phones, tablets, computers, etc. Because I traveled a lot. I still kind of do, but I used to travel a lot, so I would be dropping these things, slamming it against stuff. My laptop would get the heck beat out of it. So it was really important to have something that was kind of dense and able to take the dings. You're automatically scanned by Google Gemini by default unless you opt out. Well, it's a good plan to opt out for sure. Not a big fan of that stuff. It is what it is. Yo, it's me. Hello, it's me. Ooh, good song. Mark Nichols in the house. What is going on, Mark? Hope you're doing well, my friend. We got lots of folks out there just popping in. Good to see you all. A little bit of a gifty here from T Neil 89 saying, I'm running Windows 10 LTSC. Are they going to try to forcefully update me as well? Hard to say. Is there a Windows version that would work for your device, whatever it would be? The reason I ask is that would be the only way they try to force. Here's the weirdest thing. So I turned off telemetry device by device so that Windows couldn't reach me, so that it was not reaching out to go and get those types of updates and stuff. And it still got me there. Recently, I installed basically I installed a shield at the router level for the entire network, the subnet that we're on right now. So hopefully that'll block telemetry, but I don't want to be forced into new Google Chrome. I don't want to be forced into anything. I want to solicit an upgrade. Don't want it to be forced upon me. So I don't have a good answer for that, T-Neil89, but I do have a thank you for the $5 donation. I would have, like I said, I think it would matter if you were receiving live updates to your software already, and if there was a Windows 11 available for the device that you are using that software on. Anyway, what else is happening? Let's see. You guys are on fire today. It's good to see you all. Morgan King is here, all the way from Canada. Got a lot of Canadians this morning. Or afternoon, I guess. Man, it's been a long day. Yesterday I was on a lot of streams, and today I'm on a lot of streams. I've been very, very busy for you. And unfortunately, the video that I had planned for tomorrow isn't the one you're going to get. You may get the video that I had planned for tomorrow, like Friday, but some of my participants in this new effort were unavailable to accommodate. So there's that. But you'll get it soon enough, and it'll still be very valuable information. We're about to call out Disney on their bologna sausage and expose them for what they really are. So maybe that exposure will happen on Friday. It's not indecent, so it'll be fine. Still PG. And that's the way I'm always going to try to run the channel. The only time that extra words of an adult nature might flow would be on the late night Sunday show, Late Night Culture. And again, not returning this Sunday, but next Sunday. Do me a favor, don't miss, if you're a member, the Tuesday watch party stream. Graph Webb, the most consistent human being on earth, drops for Flip's sake. Hashtag cancel Disney Plus. This is the best donation you can possibly get for $2. Graph Webb, very, very consistent. And yes, do that. Windows 11 does not understand turning off surveillance. Nope. I want nothing to surveil me. Windows 10 doesn't even. I can't believe it. How it brute forced to get updates. It was insane. My machine is not upgrading automatically. That's good news. I shut down the update service. So did I, but it said, yeah. And that's what I'm saying about shutting down telemetry. It just did it. Yes, this is the one that I'm going to go look at, Jeff. Linux Mint. That's the one I'm going to try to get very close to and import all my stuff into. Paul Rose is here. Says, hi, Culture. I'm not exactly fashion conscious. I'm still on 6S. LOL. Have to upgrade soon, though. It's becoming obsolete. Yeah. I still have. So I always divided my businesses by phones. So at one point in time, there were 4 phones in my possession. That's a hassle. So, but the neat thing about it is it kind of helped me look at the different generations of things and realize there's not a lot of new with Apple. There just isn't. It just they were making the phone huge. It's like the Galaxy. By the time I got to the 9, I was like, this thing's enormous. Like, and then they wanted to sell me a Galaxy Tab, and I was like, why? I have an iPad. I got other iDevices. I don't need it. It's pretty crazy. Anyway, that's all. I am. Like I said, Paul. I feel you. I don't know if there's a lot of reason to upgrade. The lovely Pam Epson, all the way from the UK. Hello, dear. Do you know of any Disney film being filmed in the UK at the moment? Where's where they might film at a theme park? Lots of posh, big filming trucks have arrived in my town. Well, Disney is shooting a Spider-Man movie there, along with Sony, obviously. Sony's Spider-Man. They have 4 different productions in various stage of production right now, to my knowledge. So it's possible that they are working on elements of Avengers Doomsday. It's possible they're also working on some of the other productions that they have going on unrelated to Marvel. I mean, I could certainly look, but off the top of my head, like I said, the only one that I know for sure that's all over the place, and will be all over the place, is going to be that Spider-Man film. So maybe they like your town. And again, they may not actually be filming. They may just be filming background, B-roll, and other things for other productions that are Marvel. Marvel likes to shoot in the volume. What better thing to do than shoot an area and shoot a scene without anybody in it, which is something they do now too. And then they just add them in with CGI. Doesn't that sound fun? So hard to say. Graph Web, I'm sorry. I try to keep the bad words out, my friend. I try to keep them out. Captain Phantom Nerd is in, though. Good to see you. Yay! I'll be looking forward to next Sunday. I'm looking forward to it too, you guys. Pretty excited. Trying to catch up with y'all. Wait. Tom makes a good suggestion. Look up Crap Fixer, like right now on the stream or later. Or later. I think I'm going to save that for later. I'm kind of worried about the name, the naming scheme there. Hey, new house, Bruce in the house. Good to see you. I have Windows 10 and it keeps updating some things, but thankfully not up to 11. Well, they're gonna tell you you're unsupported in the first few weeks of October, my friend. So get prepared. I also don't allow automatic upgrades. Good for you. I keep trying to. Well, by the way, on my phones, I turned that off. Yeah, I think I am like a whole lot of iterations of iOS behind. I have no idea on the Androids, but try to stay away from that stuff. Yeah, this is true. Nobody beat the iPod. No, no. I still have a video iPod, which is awesome. And I still have a secondary one in one of the vehicles that if I'm not super thrilled with what XM is giving me, I use that and use that. So there's that. They're filming at an amusement park just a minute and a half. Really? A mile and a half, excuse me, from my house. It's not the BBC, and they're too big and posh for an independent company. Any ideas? Wow. Really, no. Um, I mean, Disney gets really invested in the productions that they have, and of course, they have nothing but giant equipment in the UK. Um, but it's quite possible it's for a promotion for something. Do you have park announcements coming up soon that you're aware of for new attractions or accommodations or anything like that? Because in Florida, you'll see like loads of production trucks when they're doing something there. Same thing at Disneyland, although those are usually parked backstage. Um, I'm not sure what the parking situation would be there, but it's hard to say, really. I'd have to look it up, honestly. Right now, I'm just speculating what it could be. What it could be. Look at you guys. You're on fire today. Look at all these people. I got people from the UK staying up late. Thank you for that. Sergeant Giratina shows up. Good to see you. Have you seen every or almost every Walt Disney animated movie that came out since 1937? I would say I've seen more than most people. Probably not each and everything. There's still some that are beyond my reach, but yeah, I've seen probably nearly everything. I've got a lot of shorts that I've seen that other people probably haven't, and a variety of things that had limited releases. So yeah, I'd say I was raised in a Disney household before there was such a thing. So it is what it is. In fact, there's a film I don't think many people have seen because it didn't do very well. I'm looking up right now to see if it's even on the internet. Um, it was called Treasure Planet. It was a 2002 animated science fiction movie that I don't know how many people actually saw because it wasn't the best. A lot of people remember it fondly. The production design was neat looking, but it was a ripoff of a lot of other Disney things. So there's that. Um, 365 Raw or Rye. Hard to read that. More like construction trucks in WDW between destroying Frontierland and Muppet Vision 3D. Yeah, don't get me started. Oh, so bad. So bad. Argentum. Treasure Planet's great. Well, at the time, not so much. A lot of people remember it fondly. I have some siblings that love the movie, but yeah, it's fine. Gilligan's Planet. Well, I saw Gilligan's Island. Um, I think I have the Blu-ray. See, lots of people thought it was fine. I'm not bagging on it. I'm just saying it wasn't the world's best film, and it didn't perform like one. Uh, I thought it was fine. Fine. All right, we got to get into the next story because I got two more to go, and I feel like I'm running. I'm gonna run out of time with you guys. I've locked in on what I'm gonna do with dinner. I'm kind of hungry. Um, I look. There are a lot of great things that Disney did that I don't think a lot of people have seen. There's a bunch of live action stuff that Disney did, um, trying to reinforce their brands with stuff that's in the parks, and I don't think a lot of people saw any of that. Someday, you know what? I'm gonna dig out all the just I'll dig out just VHS boxes for y'all. One of those might include an imported copy of a film that Disney doesn't even want to believe exists. They try to hide it from you, so much so that they destroyed their most popular attraction to install a 33rd place movie from one year performance that didn't even do very well, called The Princess and the Frog. A lot of people remember that fondly, and that's fine. Yeah, I thought it was a fine film, but it was not replace Splash Mountain worthy. They did do a terrible job marketing Treasure Planet. It performed poorly. I put it up there with like all time losing sight or losing focus on the ball um, moments for Disney, which would also include the John Carter movie, which was supposed to be a franchise, but they lost once they knew they had the boy brands that they were acquiring. They took their eyes off the prize, off the ball. So there was that. Who's out there? Oh, hey, Dengar Renegade. Good day, my friend. I like the music for Treasure Planet. Look, I'm not saying there wasn't anything. I didn't say it was a terrible movie. I said it was terribly received. Anyway, let's get into it. Atlantis is also one of those, Vic, that, yeah. Woo. Yeah. Song of the South. There you go, James Dosher, one of our writers here on the channel. Let's get to this. Wait a minute. Felt like older classic Disney. Yeah, it was hand drawn animation at the time. Was the last one, and I think it was the last try. To be fair, um, uh, but no, I would not have liked the ride replaced. John Carter also should have never been done by Disney. It's rated R. There's a lot of things Disney shouldn't do. Weatherman is here. Just woke up. I hope your head's doing well, my friend. Always worry about you when I don't see you. For Postum is in the house over on the Green Machine, and Vic is as well. Of course, Low Spec's always there. And we got another super duper chat from our friend Tony Piacente. He's hosting. Sponsoring. I'm hosting. He's sponsoring. He's sponsoring the show today. With I sound like Jay now, don't I? Drunk 3PO. Like I'm half lost doing my own show. I love that guy. He's such a good friend. But Tony Piacente says, Meet the Robinsons is my favorite of mine. That didn't do well. No, it didn't, unfortunately. Yeah. It's like Disney doesn't, I believe sometimes they just don't know what to do with the things they create. They don't they don't pay enough attention. They don't market it right, and that's a big problem. And one of the things that recently failed to perform as well as they had hoped and is still, no matter what anybody tells you, is still a flop is well, this next story we're going to get into. You see, Fantastic Boar is still a flop. Matt McGloin wrote this on Sunday, a couple days ago. Fantastic Four passed 500 million. And I said at the time, who cares? Who cares? It's not a slow roll. It doesn't have long legs. It's been left in the theaters longer than most Disney productions. Although I would say Elio is your biggest disaster of the year, despite the fact that, well, Snow White's going to lose several hundred million. I think Elio's going to lose more. I'm not saying a lot. Regardless, still a box office flop. Sunday night, he wrote this, put it out in the world. The Fantastic Four has officially passed $500 million mark at the global box office, but the numbers tell a different story when it comes to Disney's bottom line. Wait until we have all the numbers on that. And the fact that they're moving all Marvel production to the UK, that's gonna bite them in the hiney very, very badly. Domestic earnings was 265 million, international earnings 240 million, worldwide 506 million, although it's gone up a little bit in the last few days. This thing is miles away from, well, making money. It comes in at number 22 out of the 36 total films released. It's not in the bottom two, which of course are Thunderdolts and The Marvels, two colossal failures, one of those from this year. If you look at just how many flop movies Disney has made, the number's climbing. It's not holding steady. They went out of their way to give you 4 flops this year, maybe more. Lilo and Stitch was an expected success, and it did, thank goodness. And you're going to get James Cameron, distributed by Disney Film coming up here in Avatar, Fire and Ash. But I think even that's going to underperform, despite the fact that people like to look at pretty things. I think there isn't any new technology to offer, so I'm not really expecting it to do gangbusters. Anyway. When you look at flops like Quantumania, Shang-Chi, Captain America Brave New World, Eternals, Thunderbolts, The Marvels, thing is a giant suck. So reports peg Fantastic Four's published budget at $200 million. That number is way, way, way more. See, when you get a published budget early on, it usually means that was the budget they were aiming for when they started to film the film. But because, like The Marvels and many other things, this had to be reshot and had a bunch of reshoots, including the last minute ones that we talked about, well, not that long ago, right around Christmas anyway. So then you have to add marketing costs. So our friend Matt puts the break-even point around 875 million. Look, if this thing made 700 million, I would believe you that it might actually break even, but it's not going to. So Deadpool creator Rob Liefeld put out on X that 300 million with marketing, get out of here, shill. Yeah. Get out of here, shill. At its current pace, Fantastic Four will fall well short of that mark, joining Thunderbolts and Captain America Brave New World as more losers for Kevin Feige. And at this point, would anybody agree with me? He's actually the loser? I think he is. And I think he has been. I think he's been taking credit for other people's work for a very long time. And I think the fact that the cast, the all-female craziness that was going on in the She-Hulk production, I think that kind of exposed Kevin Feige as, a person that people have too much regard for, representing him as an AI robot at the time. So at its current pace, this thing is toast. I don't think it makes it to 600 million, no matter how long they leave it in theaters. So yeah, Rob Liefeld was really getting down with it. He really was. So some desperate shills are also claiming Fantastic Four has topped Captain America, the Winter Soldier domestically. And of course, Matt pointed out accurately that adjusted for inflation, because their 11 years have passed, you would be stomping out Fantastic Four with a very firm boot, because after inflation, the Winter Soldier would come up to $714 million in modern money. Oh, excuse me. That was even even without inflation, Winter Soldier's worldwide take was a 714 million. Excuse me. I was reading that incorrectly. So it's definitely going to be way more than that since it's 11 years ago. So the digital release will be here on September 27th. At that point, you better pull it out of theaters because nobody cares. And on October 28th, the Disney folks will be looking to give it to you very soon on Disney Plus, because that usually is only a 1 or 2 week gap from the full digital release and Blu-ray. Regardless, I thought this was a fun article to look at because it's just one of the very many failures that Disney has offered up recently. And it reminds me of something that I think is happening in the theme parks. And I think we've been talking about this on WW Pro's channel and on That Park Place Live for a reason. Simply, Disney doesn't know what it's making until they're in the process of making it, because they don't have solid scripts. They don't have solid ideas. They quote unquote plus up as they go, which is not what that's not the right context for the words plus up. Plus up means you take something that's final and has been around a while and you add to it. They've plussed up the Q and Peter Pan in Fantasyland. They've plussed up the experience for Thunder Mountain in, Disneyland primarily. They've plussed up some of the effects in Haunted Mansion. That's plussing up things that have been around for a while. But when you look at the way they're misusing that at Marvel, you don't plus up in the process. You make the thing. The thing can be plussed up later at a much later date. And unfortunately, if it's done wrong, thank you, George Lucas, you end up with a major detraction in the way films were released, especially the originals that people loved. Then you add a bunch of junk to it. Anyway, at least that's my perspective. Maybe you have a different one. All I know is Feige has done nothing that was super great since Ike Perlmutter left. I know I'm going to get pushback, but some of the things that were in motion before Ike left kind of still did okay. But once it was Feige's major push of massive female framework stuff, the gynocentric things, and ladies, I'm not bagging on you, I promise. But things changed. You pulled the interest of your primary audience. And I'm going to say this in as kind a way as I can. The same thing happened in television. Television was honestly divided into two audiences, and there were shows made for both of those audiences. Streaming is the same. The streaming platforms are the same, but abandoning men wholesale, which Disney has done, and so have some other media companies. You've basically turned them off to whatever it is you produce. And you can't tell me that the mass appeal of horror films is aimed at ladies, because it's not. Horror films are more of a male thing. Now, I know a lot of ladies, including my friend Nadia, who does her channel, Horror with Nads, which is fantastic. In fact, you should be subscribed to her channel. She's great. But that's normally driven by dudes. And what's really weird is the ladies that like it are really into sci-fi and other things as well, usually, not always. So it is kind of what it is. It's just when I look at it, it's pretty easy to say, okay, this is the point that you decided men weren't important. They've done that culturally too, but that's a different conversation. Hey, if I could make a Gina-centric film or video, I would. Bootscat. She's awesome. Let's see. Culture Casino, ever in pursuit of the very elusive modern audience. Exactly, James. Exactly. And they haven't found it. I tell you what, in the chat, what outside of Barbie and the first Megan movie, was a major success aimed at only one side of the audience, the female side. Seriously, name me some other things recently that were purely gynocentric and not aimed at males at all. Could care less if males existed. Let me know. I want to see what you got. I really do. 365 Rawl says, I'm a woman. Says, and I feel for men. Well, thank you. They're treated like a downgrade piggy bank or future predator just for existing. Yeah. Yeah. Downgrade, piggy bank, wallet. I mean, you know, sometimes when you're on vacation with your family, you might feel like the wallet, but regardless, that's not a bad feeling. If you're with your family, you should be having a good time. But no, I get it. And that's true. And welcome. And thank you for informing me that you are a lady, so I will address you appropriately. Anyway, thank you for being here. Sander Hammerschlag is here. Good to see you. Captain Fandom Nerd, I said hi to. Our friend Cyrano is incredibly generous. I love this guy. He says, hey, have 5 Culture Casino memberships. Well, thank you, Cyrano. And I will. Look at that. Putin's cat says YouTube is taking half the chats. We have a conversation about YouTube tomorrow. That's tomorrow's video. Be prepared for a YouTube conversation. And actually, I'm being positive, believe it or not. Wild stuff. And thank you, Cyrano. Thank you, Penny, for greeting everybody and doing all the chats you do. I appreciate it. Our good friend Snakes and Funerals. Gone with the Wind? Maybe, but when was that? Was made like a zillion years ago, my friend. I'm saying recent. Titanic is popular because that is cheating disguised as romance. So, in fact, if you've noticed, a lot of rom-coms or in films specifically like that are really just cheating dressed up as romance movies. Yeah, seriously. Yeah, Atomic Blonde. That's Arctic Fox. I want to give you credit for that one. I guess that's somewhat recent, although I think it had broad appeal. Graham Cast. What's up, Graham? It's been a minute, brother. We got to hang out again. He says, Culture. Best recent female-focused movie was Toxic Avenger. Oh, gosh. Dude, you are joking. That is one of the worst films ever made. It was marketed as unreleasable. The folks at the film festivals hated it, bro. Are you kidding me now? Or are you just being funny? I think you're being funny. Randy Thoto says, Taylor Swift, The Eras Tour. There it is. Randy Thoto wins. Yes. That's a third film that was done that way. Culture's Mods. Why aren't you approving comments? That's a question. I wonder. Hey, Patrick's here. What's up? Lemia? 1938 wasn't that long ago, was it? Well, believe it or not, it's not in my lifetime. R.I.P. What? R.I.P. Rick Davies of Supertramp? No way. 81? Really? Did I miss that? Take a look at my girlfriend. She's the only one I got. Not much of a girlfriend. I wish I had my guitar. I never seem to get a lot. Man, that's, oh, darn it. Breakfast in America. There's 1,000 songs. Man, super bummed out. Putin's Cat says he can't see my chat because woman is in it. I just saw that one. I don't know. Atomic Blonde rocked. That fight scene was awesome. Look, I'm going to give you another one. I think is, and again, it's not centered on the female character, but it is focused on her as the basic leader and trainer and ethical center of the film. It was called Wanted, and it was wonderful. I love that film, but it did focus on the male character. Cats. Yeah, I don't know if that was centered on anything but the hindquarters. Hmm. There's a specific cut of the film that had to be shuffled out. By the way, have you guys noticed that films are being more and more like digitally updated when they're disasters? You know, remember when they changed the name of Harley Quinn and the no wait uh, the fantabulous it was the fantabulous emancipation of Harley Quinn and the Birds of Prey. You remember that? Ah, da. Wicked. Okay, there's another one. All right, you guys are winning. So that's what, four films, right? Eov Nodik says goodbye, stranger. My goodness, yeah, man. Wait, did I say it long? Lemire, Lemire. Did I say it wrong? Did I put too much French in it, Patrick? I apologize, my friend. Oh, he'd been diagnosed and fighting cancer for a decade. Well, there you are. Wonder years are going away. Well, so's my brain. So there's that. Did Salt do okay? Did that appeal to women's? Did it appeal to men? I don't think it appealed to. It definitely didn't appeal to me. That's saying something. Speaking of James Corden's cats, he's coming out with a new show that I'm going to ignore. So there's that. Be careful with Supertramp. They will shut you down on EYT. I don't think anybody will recognize that. And so little of it. Yeah, it's a French name, but we say Lemire. Okay, fair enough, my friend. Hey, Anna's here. What's going on, Anna? Been missing you. Anna the North in the house. Good to see you. The last movie I saw in theaters was Sonic 3. Hey, that was pretty good. 365, I think. I really do. Saw Salt on a Plane by accident, and it was surprisingly good. Really? See, sometimes movies would inspire me to, walk out of them on a plane. That's still one of the best jokes ever. Big H! Been praying for you, my friend. Been praying for you and your family, as always. Hope you're all right. So, yeah, it's good to see everybody. This is fun. It's like old home week. Well, we're going to get to our last story, and I'll be here as long as you want, I guess. By the way, Vic says, wait, Kill Bill movies were great indeed. Wanted, can you really make bullets curve? I don't think so, but it was fun. Last night in Soho, I'll have to think about it. Oh no, Cajun Corey's headed out. He's headed out. Good to see you. Thanks for being here. Appreciate you, brother. Take it easy. I'll see you at the next event. Aov says, what's it gonna cost super chat wise to get Culture Casino to bust out the guitar and sing us a song? If I had a piano, I could do Piano Man. So sing us a song, you're the piano man. Sing us a song tonight. There he is, the man himself, John Coman. How's it going, brother? Good to see you, my friend. I hope everything's going well. I haven't been seeing you a lot. You might be hanging out over on Comics' channel after I make my grand exit, but it's good to see you here. Underworld was a wonderful series of female-centered vampire movies, but well done. Reverse busking. There you go. I have to pay them so I can sing their song. All right, let's get to the last story. So I feel like progress was made, and I informed and educated you because that's my jam. I appreciate you, though. You are the best. Let's pop over to this, the end of the girl boss. That's right. The celeb girl boss era may be over. At least that's what WDW Pro thinks over at thatparkplace.com. You should check that out, by the way. If you watch his live streams, sometimes he gives away the VIP section. You can get to the VIP stuff for free. It's worth it. The VIP area has a lot of stories that don't get released for days and days, unless I accidentally do a video on it. So there's that. I do a lot of things that I probably shouldn't do, but that's okay. Anyway, Rachel Zegler of Snow White and Amandla Stenberg of Acolyte are done. Dunzo. No longer going to be Disney princesses. Not that they ever were. They acted more like divas, and I'm not a huge fan. But according to Pro, Rachel Zegler burst onto the scene with powerful performances in West Side Story, The Hunger Games, The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. Discovered by Steven Spielberg, she was a force to be reckoned with, even if both of her first films flopped terribly at the box office. Actually, it was 3 films in a row before the 4th one failed, which was Snow White. Zegler also took on the role of shaming audiences. When announced that she would not be bleaching her skin, that the original movie was dated, and that she would not need a prince to save her in the upcoming film, which she didn't, Disney's Snow White remake released in March of 2025 to horrific reception. Despite her self-perceived luminous performance, which is a lie, the film became a costly misfire, grossing about $205 to $206 million globally against a massive $400 to $500 million spend on production and marketing. And the fact that they shot the film 3 times, basically. In the aftermath of the polarizing performance and public image, Zegler has only one confirmed upcoming project. She Gets It From Me, a modest drama co-starring Marissa Tomei, directed by Julia Van Hise, and it's definitely female-centered. While the film may offer a chance at redemption, it's no blockbuster, and it will be mostly ignored by us, I imagine. For someone once attached to high-profile Disney fare, the shift is stark and hardly encouraging for her near future trajectory. Additionally, her Evita run in London is over, and there has been no announcement of anything additional for the former Snow White. Truly, her time to shine has come to an end, and she didn't get a lot of super awesome, incredible reviews over there as well. Midnight's Edge. Oh wait, why are you live and not on me, dude? I've been here for a little while. Are you on live? I can redirect to you. We're nearly done, Tom. It's good to see you, buddy. Hopefully you're not too angry with me. Man, lots of people are live. I didn't know. It wasn't me. I'm shaggy on this one, Tom. But I need you on Tuesday. We're gonna do this thing on Tuesday after T3PO, so it might be a little earlier next week. Let's take a look. Hang on. I gotta look at where we are right now, live, and then I gotta click on a button, and then I gotta go to customize, and then I gotta go to find Tom. Sorry, guys, I'm doing this live. Doing it live. Probably not the best YouTube ever, but Midnight's Edge After Dark. Oh, they are live. Oh, goodness. Wait. Oh, you started after me, dude. That's why I'm here. Now I feel bad. Anyway, we'll get back to the story. Tom, you are the immediate redirect from here. Regardless, she's the only one. But she's not the only one. Excuse me. Let's talk about the diss track queen from Star Wars. Remember this, guys? Remember? She is one of the most hateful people on the planet. She's Amanda Stenberg. So, yeah, she's been unafraid to speak their mind from early recognition in the Hunger Games. Yeah, she was, what was that? True? Brew? Grew? I don't know. Something like that. And then The Hate They Give, which was a incredibly divisive film, to say the least, to recent roles in genre and indie like Bodies, Bodies, Bodies and My Animal. Looking ahead, Stenberg has almost no roles attached to her name. She has a minor speaking cameo in the next Spider-Verse film, which is going to be garbage. And let's see, and will appear in an adaptation of Children of Blood and Bone, slated for release in January 15 of 2027, which was, if you remember, going to be a Lucasfilm project that was then kicked to the curb. That's right. Despite a few minor television projects, none scheduled before 2027 stand out as major career vehicles, an unusual paucity for someone in Stenberg's talent, representation, and previous cultural cachet. Is that spelled with a T? Anyway, it's reasonable to suggest that Stenberg's bold persona, especially on issues of identity, politics, and diversity, might be contributing to an industry tendency to hesitate on confidently backing them in more mainstream intermediate roles. Okay, so let's put that into English. Nobody wants to hire a PR nightmare because they don't want to get, as Patrick here describes, Rachel Zeglered. It's the same as getting Heinerschneided or Taco Julie, if you want to talk about Cracker Barrel. It's the disaster on the horizon. They don't want to get Target Ed because Target got ruined by some stupidity. They don't want to hire speaking stupidity, which are these people. It's bad. It's dumb. It doesn't do well. Truly not. Truly not. I would like some mead. Me too. Yep. Mead is honey's gift after the bees have gifted the honey. It's yummy. Yummy. Tony's like, both of these women are train wrecks. It's not my fault. I'm supposed to call it like I see it. I call balls and strikes. So when YouTube does good things, I say, thank you, YouTube. You did a good thing. When Marvel does good things, I say, thank you, Marvel. You did a good thing. Do you know how long it's been since I said, thank you, Marvel. You did a good thing? Do you know how long it's been since I said, hey, Star Wars, you did a good thing? I ever since Disney's been involved with things, there's been no good things. Because even when you think back about The Force Awakens, you come to realize you were hoodwinked and there was a lot of terrible in that led to even more terrible. Yeah. It's, I would love to be able to sing the Who song. I won't get fooled again. Meet the new boss. Same as the old boss. Yeah. Anyway, both of them are undeniably gifted. Well, this is where I disagree with Pro. Neither of them have the ability to show very much in the way of emotion. And while one of them has a singing voice and the other one is just, well, terrible, I don't think that Zegler's a very good singer. I know a lot of people are going to be mad at that, but it's true. If she sticks within what her actual range is, she's better. But it's always, there are certain parts of when she sings in the higher register where it sounds like you might be strangling a cat at points. Anyway, so Zegler, the high budget flop of Snow White, is less about her performance and more about the backlash amplified by her outspoken performances. Although the movie was terrible, she's now relegated to lower profile, earnest indie dramas at best. Y2K was a complete mess. For Stenberg, despite consistent talent and diverse upcoming credits, the lack of major near-term film projects might well reflect cautious risk management by studios. Yeah, I don't see her getting a lot of stuff. Well, of course, I'm surprised that, after directing The Marvels, Disney's biggest Marvel flop, that director Nia DaCosta is actually going to be the director of Bone Temple. Guys, we got problems. Netflix foreign's trying to get me to stop because I'm hurting the feelings of the net of the who exactly? Oh, the theater queens. Yeah, I don't care. Anyway, so the path of the postmodernism in Hollywood has been interrupted, largely in part of the productions and people like this who are insufferable and push the audience away. So I just want to say thank you to these two for helping end the woke pain sooner. At least that's what I hope. Let's take a look at what you guys have to say. Almighty Black Ass says the truth. Star Wars is the worst thing at this point, unfortunately. And look, I don't think the Starfighter movie is going to do what Disney wants it to do, but it might be some rehab. I need somebody to convince me of that before I'm ready to believe it. Argentum, hello, young lady, saying, well, I'm happy you streamed, Culture. I have been feeling a little bit down and this cheered me up. Well, you always cheer me up, Argentum. There's no reason to feel down. You are valued here and probably everywhere else. You just don't see it. Hey, Big H says, case anybody isn't familiar, I'm not antisocial or unfriendly. I just need glasses to see my phone. So I have anybody's trying to communicate. I just can't see it. And I have the same problem. I no longer can see without glasses. Seriously. The font has to be like 2,000 points at this point. It's going to be a dismal elderly adventure for me. Let's see. The Acolyte was so weird. This Korean Jedi was obsessed with a little girl. It was creepy. Super creepy. And what's weird is his performance in, what was it? It was a comedy, TV comedy. He was in The Good Place. And I thought he was fine for the first 2 or 3 years where that show didn't get distracted and a hot mess. Kristen Bell was good there. I still didn't like the girl that actually went on to be in She-Hulk as a bad guy. She was in that courtroom scene. She's a pretty horrible person too. Anyway, have you guys noticed that all of these people turn out to like reveal just how horrible they are? I mean, I always thought that the girl from the Black Mirror, that went on to play She-Hulk, I always thought she was great. And then she opened her mouth and changed my opinion in a hurry. I really do believe that stars and starlets should shut up and pay more attention to what the world is saying. And when I say the world, I'm not talking about popular legacy media that's limited to like, one half of their audience from a decade ago. I'm talking about, the people that are on YouTube day and night, like me. You need to pay attention to the chat. You need to pay attention to what people think of you before you open your mouth and change their opinion, because that's what's happening. It's insane. Hey, the Peter Venkman fan site. Great to see you. Thanks for being here. Much appreciated. Avarice, Carmageddon in the house. They'll just hide it more. Look, what they need to do is extract it completely. The minute that a story is infested with anything that is from the woke garbage, everything else is tainted, because everybody is going to trip over themselves to try to one up the virtue signaling. That's why when they pulled a lot of the incredibly divisive stuff out of Elio, whatever you want to call it, it ended up with no story and nobody interested and being just a complete, like, flaming bag of poop on the doorstep. Man, Disney's got to stop. They really do. Good morning. It's Hemorrhoid Hurts, all the way from Australia. Good to see you, my friend. Did I see I saw a bunch of people that I didn't get a chance to acknowledge. I think JPS is out there. JPRPH1 is out there. We got a lot of you out there. It's good to see you. Oh, wait, Emblazoned. Ryan's diss track was better. 100%. Yeah, that hit harder for sure. Completely street, too. Ryan sells himself as a street kid, doesn't he? By the way, Greta Thunberg faked the drone attack. That was kind of interesting. Bueller. Anybody? Bueller. I'm 9 minutes behind, guys. You're too interesting out there. Batman. Hey, Mark Daly's here. Love this guy. He's around everywhere. No more girl bosses for Disney. This time, I'm going to kick the ball to the moon. Hey, I got to tell you, I'm just reporting what Pro reported. I'm not going to be the Lucy on this football. I'm just going to tell you, I think the girl bosses, especially the insufferable ones, might be in the penalty box for a while. Let's say it that way. Squidward. If we play loud, people might think we're good. Man, I need to work on all my impressions, right? Okay, I'm gonna scroll. I already did that one. I'm loving Culture's perplexed face on Stenberg and being talented. Yeah, I am perplexed. She's not. She was a child actress that did exactly the right thing in the role, listened to the director on how to perform it, and then went on to somehow have a career that no one understands. Zegler's the same thing. I guarantee you Spielberg is going, man, I can't believe I did that. Of course, then he was quietly celebrating that he did that to Disney with Snow White, but it is what it is. The party is always on Rumble. I see Rumble. I see Caveat Ties. I see Vic over there. Look at those people. Postum is over there. Low Specs over there. Look at all those folks. Good to see you. Randy Tho, Disney is giving Amandla the Daisy treatment. Yeah. And she's pushing them up. Look at all these people. I love it. Let's see what's happening. We got all these people. Man, you guys are on fire chatting to each other. This is great stuff. I love this chat. You guys are the best. Brian Max here. Good to see you, Brian. Hope you're doing well. Wait a minute. Emblazoned called me out. I am a toxic man. I'm red-blooded American. Male. Yeah. You don't get to put those weird names on me. Yeah. I ain't your sis. Okay. Yeah. Go find your sis, your sister. I'm not one of those things. I don't respond to the commie words. I've decided. Every once in a while, I want to use words appropriate for the situation. Like our fellowship is massive. It's a good thing. And I actually have to use words like community tab because that's actually what it's called for YouTube. But our little sphere, our fellowship, stronger every day because of people like you. BMO Beta joins the chat on the green machine. Good to see you. Good to see you. Look at all these amazing people. I love it. Lasher! Where does Greta get money to live and do all of this? Well, very wealthy neo-Marxists. People like the forced into retirement Klaus, not Carl. Klaus Schwab, and many of the other similarly minded people that are more interested on pulling a scam on everybody so that they can acquire and retain more power, because that's all the WEF and all of these, schemers at the UN and everybody else, these corrupt people. That's all they are looking for is power and money. You can't believe that somebody like Nancy Pelosi has the smarts to buy stocks and have them succeed the way that she does, or sell things right before they're about to tank as they get contracts canceled. I mean, yeah, you can't believe that is a person that acquired their wealth within an ethical framework. I had to figure out how to say that. Yeah. Yeah. You guys are great. I love this. The chat's the best. Look at this. Our friend SFXF314, the Sabertooth Raptors in the house, says new Culture Casino series. Culture, Mexican Iron Man, Tom Connor's Toxic Man Flu, and Comics Division go camping. Adventure and craziness for 3 days. Oh, I guarantee you, for sure. I think it'd be a lot of fun. I would be the one that would get to see the bear, but I wouldn't get to pet the bear. That would be a tragedy. Very much. And says, amen. I love me some toxic masculinity. Well, I'm about as toxic as they come. Truly. True story. What gives Headland the right to spout such racist, misandrist garbage? She wasn't Harvey's victim. She was his accomplice. Accomplice. I will say it this way. If it were ever revealed that she was on the assistant side of things, I think Disney would be running from her. A lot of people are pointing out some of the things that were said recently by Charlie Sheen were him admitting to some very bad deeds. Yeah. The Corey stuff. I was really uncomfortable with that, and I'm not going to talk about it on this show. We might dedicate a segment to that on Thursday, but I don't want to do it now. So there's that. Let's see what else is out there. Vic Bear Dance. He's using all the emojis over there on the Rumble side. But that's super fun. There's our friend Pilgrim Media in the house. Always a generous human. Says, hail culture, long hair for the win. Brother, you know it. I got another 7 inches to grow before I do my next hair donation. So there's that. This is going to be here for a while. Normally, my donations run around my birthday or maybe closer to Christmas. But nope, we're going 7 more inches on this. Surprised a family member when I said that out loud. So, wait, here we go. John says, is Sunday night show coming back? Eventually, I just talked about it. First of all, this show will end with AOAO, so you're going to get that. And which everybody is entitled to put in the chat. I'll try to highlight as many as I can. And John, we are coming back from hiatus, not this Sunday, but the following Sunday. So be prepared. We are going to have late night culture. We're going to have some more fluid language because it's an evening show, and I'm hoping the kids are in bed because it's late night, and I think everybody will have a good time. You are also getting 2 more live streams out of me during the week, which will include Tuesday, Thursday, and when we have the time change, everything changes as far as the 6-minute daily goes. So you're going to need to consult I guess I have to make a TV guide post on the channel that gives you everything of when I'm on, where I'm on, how I'm on, why I'm on. Maybe so. Who else is out there? I know you're out there somewhere. I know you're out there somewhere. Hey, Donovan's here. What's up? You just got here, man. Be leaving soon. You guys are all going to head over to my friend Tom's place. That's right. Midnight's Edge After Dark with Tom and the gang. Going to have a little fun over there. Little perspective from the loudest amongst us. Because I have to assume Nick's going to be on, right? And then one of the quietest, which would be Brian, otherwise known as That 70s Rock Fan. CC also still appears on That Park Place. That's true. And WW Fro from time to time. 365, that's awesome. I'm there a lot. I was surprised I wasn't on today's pro show, but hey, I was on That Park Place live Morning Magic. So there's that. And Davina, thank you for being here. Davina's here all the time. Have to say thank you. And the lovely Juliet. When do you have the time change? I don't know. I hate the time change. If you talk to anybody, I will screw up the time change every time. I'll be messed up for a week, sometimes 2, because I think it's dumb to change the clock. Time didn't change. I don't want to lose sleep, gain sleep. I don't want any of that. It's all bologna sausage anyway. The sun's up, the sun's down. I don't care. I have a watch. I have a phone. I have a computer. All of the devices in my house seem to have a clock on them. So why do I change? Why? I need a time guide, and I need a time guide. I'm going to be asking you guys, when am I on? I got to make a thing. I'm going to put a thing on the channel. I think Pro is planning on doing it as well. I think you're going to start to see a bunch of channels switching. We're trying to fall into alignment to give you a full day of entertainment every day. True story. Don't tell anybody. I think I let the bag out of the cat or something. I will say, born in Boston, it's great to see you, dear. Thanks for being here. And there's my pal, Brubble. I'm going to expect some redirects on Sundays. Brother, you got him, of course. Nick Ricada. I haven't seen Nick in forever. I think when he went to jail, I may have been booted off of following him. I don't even know. Did he go to jail? I don't know. All I know is he had legal trouble, and all of a sudden I didn't see him anymore. Pam Hill in the house. Good to see you, Pam. Hope you're doing well. Thank you for being here. Yeah, I just missed the show. Anyway, I just will say this. Y'all are the best. I appreciate you. And fight with me to cancel time changes. Let's make this the last one ever. Okay? Please? Please help, Eddie. I don't mind that the time zones are an hour apart. In fact, that's actually what's going to happen with this time change. Everything will be back to being an hour apart. Let's stop. Let's stop the madness. I'm not Susan Powder, but I just pretended. All right, we got to go. I'm getting a little manic. Means I got to get ready to eat. Let's do it this way. Be sure to take care of yourself, take care of others, and until next time, use the AO buttons, folks. That's what it's there for. Seriously. Here we go.
Yeah. Sometimes I get so mad, there's no controlling me. My thoughts get so bad, I'm like, I might grab a bat, I don't know. My wrath, my blood boils over like, oh God, here goes. I lost all feeling from my head to my toes. You said some shit that I can't let go, so just stay tuned for the rest of the show. So have you ever felt betrayed? Switches how you see things, realize something needs change. Cause I know you got me fucked up, let me show you what's up. Cause enough is enough. I'll take a face full of pavement just to make a statement. I know there's no turning back. Oh God, adrenaline wasted, so mad I can taste it. I know there's no turning back. I'll do what it takes, I ain't making mistakes like that. I'll play it on your face to make you go take it back. overdue. Come at me and you won't get any older, dude. Crack your holder too. Heating up inside of me, blood so violently. Thanks for trying me. Now it's finally time to see how this rivalry becomes a dynasty.